For Money Talk Radio and the Ellis Martin Report, I'm Ellis Martin. Today we're speaking with Trey, CEO of Dryden Gold Corporation, trading on the TSX Venture Exchange as DRY, and in the U.S. on the OTCQB as DRYGF. The company just reported strong results from its ongoing 2025 drill program on the Elora Gold System, including 8.68 grams per ton gold over 9.40 meters at the Jubilee Zone, plus additional high-grade intercepts in the hanging wall structures. With a fully funded program and drilling planned well into 2026, Dryden is advancing multiple targets across the Gold Rock camp. Trey, welcome back to the program. It's been a long time.
Hey, thanks, Ellis. It's been a while. I felt like it was time to give the folks a little update on what we've been accomplishing here at Dryden Gold.
You've just completed 15,000 meters of drilling across multiple targets in the Dryden Gold District, a major milestone for the company. How would you summarize the key successes of the 2025 exploration season, and what surprised you most about the results so far?
Ellis, we entered this 2025 program fully budgeted from our raises and our strategic investments last year with four main objectives. The first one was to expand on the Gold Rock target area and really understand where this high-grade gold, what the controls were, and trying to expand the footprint there in the Gold Rock area. And we were very successful in not only finding more high grade on the known structures, but uncovering all of these stack structures that are really giving that a much bigger footprint. The second objective was then within the Gold Rock camp to prove periodicity in that we could find more areas like Gold Rock with the target area within the Gold Rock camp. So we did that up at Mud Lake. Those assays are pending, but this is about 2 kilometers step out to the north. And we think it's an area that's going to look just about Gold Rock. And within the camp there, then, we've got about 8 to 10 other target areas like this that we've identified, and we're working up in different stages of mapping and sampling. And we think we'll have a lot of areas like Gold Rock within the camp there, because we've got about 20 kilometers of strike in the camp. The last two were regional objectives. One at Hinman, where we had made a discovery in 2023. This is a completely different mineral type. It's in granodiorite, and we did some channel sampling there, and that came out very successful. I think we had over 23 grams over about a 4-meter channel sampling. So that's led to a positive drill decision for the 2026 exploration program, and that'll probably get underway this fall. And then lastly, down at Sheridan, which is about 50 kilometers to the south, we had some historic high-grade samples down there. So we did a first pass drill program and hit some very broad areas of mineralization. And again, a totally different deposit type. But 3 of our 4 objectives we've already proven and met. And we're doing a follow-up drill program now at Sheridan. Said we'll be drilling more at Hinman. Those are our 2 regional projects showing that we have a district scale play here. And then we'll continue to put about 50% of our efforts into the Gold Rock area. And depending on those assays that come back from Mud Lake, I think we will have reached all 4 of our objectives and goals in the 2025 program.
Gold Rock continues to show strong high-grade continuity with the discovery of multiple parallel mineralized systems. Can you elaborate on what these new structures mean for the overall footprint and resource potential of the Elora Gold System?
I think the market will see shortly over the next couple of weeks as we compile the last of these drill holes. And we've really been holding off all 15 drill holes till we could really tell the story about what we think we've got there. The significance is there where we thought we were dealing with one structure that's about 1 kilometer in strike length, the Elora Gold System, with pretty good widths of anywhere from 5 to 15 meters of width with a lot of high-grade gold in it. We've now seen these stack structures that are running anywhere from another 3 to 8 meters, and these are in an area that's about 200 meters across. So now we've got an area that's 1 kilometer long, and at least in the southern part, we're really defining something that instead of 5 to 15 meters wide, closer to 200 meters wide with all these different structures in there. All of it is starting at surface, so it's really starting to pull together as something that would have the potential as a starter mine, not just necessarily an underground mining scenario, but maybe something that has potential as a starter pit like they started at the Red Lake and Campbell mines.
You've got a pretty strong background of success with a previous company that we talked about several years ago, Eli Gold. You've also got a district-sized project here in northwestern Ontario. Can you compare the excitement between the two companies, or are we talking apples and oranges here?
It really is apples and oranges. Ely, when we switched that to the royalty model, it was all about just deal making. We did very little, no exploration at Ely. We would stake the properties or acquire properties, consolidate property packages, option them out, and keep the royalties. And then ultimately we were out buying royalties too as we found them. So it was all no real field work involved at all, except the staking of the properties. Where with Dryden, we're really building an exploration company from the ground up. I started this company privately, consolidating the property package there in Northwest Ontario. And as you said, into a district scale, 70,000 hectare property that is very geologically very strategic. But now on top of that, we've had to build the team, we've had to build the facilities and our office and core logging space and yard and everything. So all of that in the last 12 to 18 months has really come together. I've been to site twice in the last couple months. And I'm just amazed that the team, not only what Maura has put together up there as far as the team and the facilities, and all the while we're doing 15,000 meters of exploration district-wide. What we've accomplished, I feel like sometimes the market doesn't really understand where we started, and we get compared a lot to companies that have been at this for 5 or 6 years, and we've really been at it for not even 2 years now, building an exploration company.
You mentioned the president of your company, Maura Kolb, a very detail-oriented geologist. I've watched a couple of videos, which are available on your website, by the way, drydengold.com. And I have to tell you, I can't keep up with her.
She is prolific. Maura is a rock star, and I think after Dryden, I think she's got a big future in the industry. And that's a name you're going to continue to hear in the gold mining for a long time. But her background, having spent 8 years at Red Lake working for Goldcorp, 5 of those years she ran the exploration team. She had 90 people working under her, $50 million a year budget. So she knows how to run a bigger program. She really understands. And on the geology side, all that experience, and of course Anna Hicken, our VP of exploration, worked with her at Goldcorp. But the similarities to the Red Lake mine geologically are very striking. And so they're applying a lot of what they learned in the underground drilling and data modeling at Red Lake to the structures here in the Gold Rock camp.
At what point do you do what I know you're going to do? What's the plan down the road for a transaction? I know it's way too early to talk about that, but clearly you've got a plan.
With this size of a project, both with the size of the property, and of course, we've talked about this before, the infrastructure here is incredible. This isn't on the top of the mountains in the Yukon. This is on the Trans-Canada Highway and Highway 502. Most of our property has highway frontage on it or close to it. It's seen a lot of logging down there, so we have highway access and great logging roads and access into our property. Of course, from an investment standpoint, our largest shareholder is Alamos Gold, and we got a strategic investment from Centerra Gold. So we already have the attention of certainly those two mid-tier producers, but also the major companies are watching us as well. And we've got the property. It's a very exciting place, an easy place to work. It's a district scale play with multiple types of gold deposits on the property we're finding. And we think this is something that we probably will not sit here and develop longer term and become a development company. And this is something that a major company will be taking over the next couple of years. It's just a matter of how much we can prove the value and increase the shareholder value to maximize a transaction with a major mid-tier company over the next couple of years.
Listen, we've certainly seen it before, haven't we, in Ontario?
Of course, and having the strategic investment in large shareholders, Alamos and Centerra, that's a key ingredient, I always think, for a project, is that these major and mid-tier companies, they got out of the exploration business over the last 10 years. They not only don't have the best early stage properties, but they don't have really the early stage exploration teams anymore. So they're looking not only at properties, but at teams, and we have a best of breed in both areas.
I'm looking at a chart here, which is basically unbelievable for the size of a project that you have, which tells me that potentially at still the beginning of a bull market, there's plenty of upside that's possible, especially with your stock trading at around 30 cents in Canada and in the U.S. at around 21 cents.
Look, it's been a tough market the last few years because of the team and the property able to raise capital and advance this through, and our shareholder list is really second to none. I mentioned the Alamos and Centerra on the individual basis, Rob McEwen, Eric Sprott, Bob Quartermain, and some of the major funds, Peter Schiff's Europac Gold Fund's a large shareholder, Sprott Asset Management, Delbrook Capital is our largest fund shareholder, and that list just goes on and on. So we've attracted some of the smartest gold people in the industry. And I think that speaks to at least what they think is the potential here.
Trey, thanks so much for joining me today. It's always great to catch up with you, and I wish you all the best. Talk soon.
Yes, for sure. We'll have more news coming out. And of course, we're already kicking off that 2026 drill program as we speak. We're going to have a good year next year.
My guest has been Trey Wasser, CEO of Dryden Gold Corporation, trading as DRY on the TSX Venture Exchange and in the U.S. on the OTCQB as DRYGF. You can learn more at drydengold.com and read the full news release with the latest drill highlights from the Elora Gold System. As always, this interview is for informational purposes only and not investment advice. Dryden Gold Corp is a paid sponsor of the Ellis Martin Report. For Money Talk Radio, I'm Ellis Martin.